Welcome to Conversations Live. For more than a decade, we've brought you the best in books, entertainment, celebrity interviews, and current events. When the movers and shakers of the world have something to say to you, they say it to us first. Here's your host, Cyrus Webb.
Welcome back, everyone, to Conversations Live. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again. Before our radio audience tuning in at WYAD 94.1 FM and WYADonline.com, we're glad that you all could be with us. Also, tuning in to our friends at iHeartRadio and Amazon Music Podcast. We're glad you all could be with us as well. This segment is part of our News You Can Use segment here at WYAD, and today we're talking about your pet care, in particular for those who are cat parents. We know, of course, you want to make sure that your pets are not only healthy and also happy, but how can you do that at home and make sure that they're able to have the best life possible? We have the perfect guest that's joining us today. Dr. Antin is joining us. He's going to share with you guys some great tips to help you keep your cats healthy, but also where you guys can go for some more valuable information as well. Dr. Antin, thank you so much again for the time. Really appreciate it.
Oh, I appreciate it, too. Thank you for having me.
So this is an important topic. I was a cat parent myself when I moved. My conditions in the country were not as conducive as I liked when it came to having a cat for myself. But for our audience out there, Dr. Antin, can you share some tips on how they can keep their cats healthy as well as happy?
Absolutely. So something that doesn't get talked about enough, I think, comes to the topic of litter. And so, of course, you want to find a good litter that you and your cat are going to love and that's going to work for you guys. And with that, of course, we want to keep the litter box clean. I recommend doing that on a daily basis. But another thing, when it comes to cats, especially cats in multi-cat households, is finding really, being intentional when it comes to litter box location. And what's important there is that you have it in a place where your cat feels comfortable to do their business. And they can go in there. They're not going to get ambushed by other cats at home or other pets or maybe young children. And, the box, for example, it's in like a corner of a room facing out. So your cat can see everything happening outside the box, and they feel comfortable when they are inside the box. Of course, with general care, we want to stay on top of vaccinations and preventative medicine. And then I'd say, one of the biggest tips, that I'm seeing improvement on a general scheme of things. But still, we have a lot of outdoor cats, and I really, really highly recommend cats stay indoors. There's so many health risks to cats going outdoors, and of course, they can be quite destructive to our wildlife. Every year, we lose billions of wildlife animals because of outdoor cats and feral cats. So those are some of my tips to start that I think are really important for cat owners to be considering on a daily basis.
And the things, as you mentioned, Dr. Antin, that we don't always think about, but definitely are important. I want to stick with what you said, though, about the litter box, because it is one of those things, and I can remember, I can put myself in this category. It is something that, I kind of had a routine for myself every couple of days to be able to clean the litter box, to check it. But why is that so important to keep the litter box clean on a daily basis?
I think not just for the sake of your home not smelling like a litter box. It's important for your pets, your cat's health as well. You don't want them scooping around in old waste and whatnot. That's not ideal for them, and it can be rough on their skin and their respiratory tract. So keeping it clean is not just aesthetically important, but it is important for their health.
Such a great point. And so when it comes to the idea for then the right one to be able to choose, as you mentioned, because of it's important, what should we consider when choosing the right litter for our friends?
You want to find one that works for you. There's a lot of options out there. I think weight is a big factor. For a lot of people that can really be a lug when you're carrying around 20 plus 30-something pound box or canister or whatever of litter. And so I partner with Cat's Pride, but for good reason. I'm a big fan of this brand. Their litter is about half the weight of your other conventional litters, so that's a big convenience factor when it comes to me and my 3 cats, and the amount of litter box cleaning and changing that we do. That really plays a real factor. They're also 99% dust-free, our Cat's Pride is, and so that's important from a health perspective. Those aerosolized dust and little granules and whatnot, it's not good for neither our or our cats' respiratory tracts, and so that dust-free is a very nice thing. And then working with a brand, I like to give back in ways I can as a veterinarian, and this brand gives back to our cats, and I hugely appreciate that. So every jug they sell, they donate a pound of litter to shelters across the country, and they do this every year, and they're giving back to our shelter cats, and that helps them find their forever homes. And I have all 3 rescue cats, 2 of them from shelters. So again, that's something I think is really important. And honestly, I've had a lot of different litters. This is the best odor control litter I've personally ever had. And I tell you that whether I was partnering with Cat's Pride or not. It's just that's just in my experience what I found. It honestly is a phenomenal litter. I'm a big fan.
Well, we're glad to have the suggestion, and also, of course, knowing how you've been able to benefit from it yourself when it comes to your own furry friends, Dr. Antin. So let our audience know, where can they go for more information?
You can go to catspride.com. It's available online as well. You can go to Amazon. And then with that program I was talking about where they donate to shelters, that's called the Litter for Good program. And that's on their website as well. They're on social media, at Cat's Pride on Instagram and so on. So you can get all kinds of resources between those things.
Awesome. We'll make sure that we link that up for our audience. Again, everyone, Dr. Evan Antin has been our guest, helping you guys keep your cats healthy and happy, especially showing the benefits, of course, of keeping a clean litter box. Dr. Antin, thank you again for the great work you're doing and for the time today. Really appreciate it.
Oh, back at you. Thanks again for having me.
Glad to do it. And we thank your audience for tuning in to another great segment of Conversations Live. Until next time, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Thank you all for choosing Conversations Live. So let's go make today amazing. Take care.